Do you know what your employer can't ask you? In the ever-evolving landscape of the workplace, it's critical to understand your rights as an employee. Today, we're diving into a topic that often goes unnoticed, yet holds tremendous importance: the questions your employer is legally not permitted to ask you. Now, you might be wondering, why is this important? Well, knowing these boundaries can help ensure a fair and respectful work environment, free from discrimination and prejudice. We're going to explore 5 key areas where these off-limits questions often crop up, including age, marital status, religion, disabilities, and national origin. It's a journey of empowerment and knowledge, arming you with the information you need to navigate your professional life. So, whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting your career, this video is for you. Stay tuned as we delve into the top things your employer can't ask you. First up, questions about your age. You see, employers are not allowed to ask about an employee's age, except in certain circumstances. The primary reason for this is to ensure that they are legally old enough to work. This is the only time when age becomes a relevant factor in the hiring process. Now, let's dig a bit deeper. There's something called the Age Discrimination in Employment Act. This act, which was established in the late 1960s, is designed to protect individuals who are 40 years of age or older from discrimination in the workplace. This includes not only hiring, but also firing, promotions, layoffs, compensation, benefits, job assignments, and training. The Act sends a clear message. Age should never be a determining factor in an employee's capabilities or potential. It's about skills, experience, and fit, not the year you were born. So, remember, questions about your age are strictly off-limits. Moving on to questions about your marital status or children. It's important to know that employers are not permitted to ask you about your marital status if you're pregnant or if you have plans to start a family. This is considered deeply personal information and does not have any bearing on your ability to perform the job at hand. These rules are enforced by laws such as the Pregnancy Discrimination Act, which prohibits discrimination based on pregnancy, childbirth, or related medical conditions. There's also Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which makes it unlawful for an employer to discriminate based on sex, which includes pregnancy. So if you're asked about your marital status, whether you have children or your plans for a family during an interview, remember you're under no obligation to answer. It's your right to keep this information private. The bottom line, your personal life is your business. Next, we tackle questions about religion. Now you might be wondering, why is my employer not allowed to ask about my religious beliefs or practices? Well, it's all tied to 2 significant pieces of legislation: the First Amendment and Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees the right to freedom of religion. This means that you have the right to practice any religion you choose or none at all, without interference from the government or anyone else, including your employer. On the other hand, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act prohibits employers from discriminating on the basis of religion, among other things. This includes not only hiring decisions, but also job assignments, promotions, and more. So, if you're ever asked about your religious beliefs in an interview or at work, remember this: your beliefs are yours alone and have no place in an employment discussion. Now let's talk about questions related to disabilities. It's pretty straightforward. Your employer or prospective employer has no right to ask you about any disabilities or health conditions you may have. This is a clear-cut rule, and it's protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act. This act prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities in all areas of public life, including jobs. It's designed to ensure that everyone has equal rights and opportunities. So, if you're asked about your health or any physical or mental disabilities during an interview, remember, you're under no obligation to disclose this information. It's a personal matter, and it's up to you whether you want to share it or not. The focus should always be on your capabilities and qualifications for the job, not on any health condition or disability you might have. Remember, the law is on your side. Your health is private and should not affect your employment opportunities. Last but not least, questions about national origin. Ever wondered why employers can't ask about your national origin, citizenship, or how you learn to speak English? Well, it's all about fairness and equality. The Immigration and Nationality Act and Title VII of the Civil Rights Act prohibit employers from discriminating on the basis of national origin or citizenship status. This means that they can't choose to hire or not hire you based on where you were born or what your citizenship status is. And that's not all. They also can't ask you how you learned to speak English, as this could be seen as a way to indirectly determine your national origin. It's all about ensuring that everyone, no matter where they come from or what their citizenship status is, has an equal opportunity to work. Your origin or citizenship status should never be a determining factor in your employment. So there you have it, folks. We've taken a deep dive into the world of employment law and the questions that your employer is not permitted to ask you. Let's take a moment to summarize what we've learned. Firstly, we covered age. We discovered that employers are not allowed to inquire about your age or date of birth during an interview. The only exception being if age is a legitimate job requirement, or to verify that you are old enough to legally work. Secondly, we upon questions about your marital status or children. This is also a no-go area for employers. They can't ask whether you're married, single, or have kids. Remember, your personal life is just that, personal. Thirdly, religion. It's important to know that employers cannot ask about your religious beliefs or practices. They should respect your personal beliefs and ensure that the workplace is a discrimination-free zone. Next, we discussed disabilities. An employer cannot ask if you have a disability or about the nature of an obvious disability. They can only ask if you can perform the essential functions of the job, with or without reasonable accommodation. Lastly, we talked about related to national origin. Employers are not allowed to ask about your nationality, ethnic background, or how well you speak English, unless it is a language requirement for the job. The takeaway from this discussion is simple yet powerful. Understanding your rights as an employee is crucial. It allows you to protect yourself and ensures that you are treated with fairness and respect in the workplace. Don't be afraid to speak up if you feel that of these boundaries have been crossed. There are laws and regulations in place to protect you, and resources available to help you navigate these situations. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay informed, protect your rights, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips.